welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be going over more underrated skills in CrossFit. This is the second iteration of this video. There was a first one. If you haven't seen it, you don't have to, but if you want to, I will have it linked below. I got some good feedback. Some people said they wanted to hear more thoughts, so let's just jump right into it. This video is little skills that the average CrossFitter can implement that will bring them up a couple levels relatively quickly. This isn't gonna put you from pretty good dude at your gym to games level, okay? That's gonna take years and years and years of a lot of different work in a lot of different places. But these are little things that you can think about while you're hitting a workout that might save you 30 seconds over the course of the whole workout, or get you a couple more reps in an AMRAP. Little things that are the difference between third place and fourth place at a local competition, or maybe winning some cash on some online thing. So these are all little things, but great CrossFitters do these things really well. And in my opinion, average CrossFitters are not even thinking about half of these things. Different workouts have different stimuli, and because of that, different workouts tire out different parts of your body than other workouts. That's why you may be good at one type of workout but really bad at another type of workout. One of the most common themes that I see in workouts is the stimulus of blowing up your grip and making you do stuff that's very grip intensive. And when I say grip, I mean like forearm intensive. Just recently, there was a Wodapalooza qualifier workout that was devil's presses and toes to bar, 10 down to 1. That workout is a lot of hip flexor, but it's a ton of grip. I see a lot of beginners and a lot of like mid-level CrossFit people not thinking about how different movements are going to tax their grip. So if you're somebody who fizzles out on toes to bar because you can't grip out of the bar anymore, or has to drop a set of deadlifts or a set of dumbbell snatches because your grip is killing you, there are ways within movements and within workouts to make it so that your forearms aren't getting so tired. First things first, the hook grip. I'm not gonna go in depth of this because you should have heard about this forever, always from all of your coaches. The hook grip, you're grabbing your own thumb under the bar. Okay, I hook grip my groceries. Hook grip is like the best. But like, you shouldn't even go on to these other tips I'm about to talk about if you aren't already doing hook grip. That is like primary number one thing when you're pulling something off the ground, i.e. a deadlift, clean, or a snatch, or a hang version of any of those. You should be hook gripping. That is going to save your grip immensely. The next one is the mixed grip. In a set of deadlifts, the mixed grip is going to save your forearms like crazy. I've seen people do mixed grip toes to bar. I don't think that's necessary. I think that's primarily used for big sets of deadlifts within a workout. Aside from the mixed grip and the hook grip, there are other things you can do in a workout that are gonna save your grip. Let's talk about hang power snatches. It's from the hang, so every time you're dropping it to the hang position, that requires a lot of grip, and then you're doing a snatch overhead. One thing you can think about is at the top of each snatch, slightly releasing your grip so your grip gets a little break. And then as you drop the bar back down, re-hook grip, right up, release for a second. Re-hook grip, right up, release for a second. That could be the difference between doing a set of 10 unbroken and a set of 15 unbroken, or later in the workout doing a set of 10 unbroken when you would have to start breaking it up into sets of 2 or 3. You need to do this early on in the workout so that your grip is sustained throughout the entire workout. Similarly, you can do that on dumbbell snatches. Dumbbell snatch overhead, release your grip a little bit, back down. Hang power cleans or cleans. You should be releasing your grip a little at the top and then re-gripping on the way back down. Now, that Wodapalooza workout, it was toes to bar and devil's presses. You do your set of toes to bar, you hop over. In your devil's presses, you should be thinking at the bottom. Don't have a death grip at the bottom while you're touching your chest to the floor. You relax your grip as you touch your chest to the floor. Then you do your burpee, pop up, do your double dumbbell snatch. At the top, release your grip just ever so slightly. Back down, same thing. You're releasing your grip over the course of 55 reps so that at the end you're able to move just as fast as you are in the beginning. Last example of that is kettlebell swings. Kettlebell swings are a largely grip-based movement, okay? So you do your kettlebell swing. At the top, you just ever so slightly release your grip. You're not letting go, you're just like not death gripping it when you don't need to at the top. But right there, in movements that you wouldn't think about it, by slightly releasing your grip, you're gonna be able to sustain grip strength longer throughout a whole event. The second one, knowing when to rest based on where a movement starts and where a movement ends. So there's a very famous example of this for most people who are doing the workout DT. It's 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, 6 shoulder to overhead for 5 rounds. The hang power clean starts where the deadlift finishes. The shoulder to overhead starts where the hang power clean finishes. So a classic trick is, if you're gonna be taking breaks, don't do 12 deadlifts and then rest and then do another deadlift and start the hang power clean. Similarly, don't do 9 hang power cleans and then rest and then do another clean and then do your shoulder to overhead. You should do 11 deadlifts, rest, 12 deadlift right into your hang power cleans. If you're gonna break that up, do 8 of them, rest, 1 last hang power clean, and then an unbroken set of shoulder to overhead. Another example, we do a lot of stuff at my gym that's either plate ground to overhead or dumbbell snatches. What I like to do often is put the last plate ground to overhead, the next movement is gonna be something like overhead walking lunges, okay? And then we teach our athletes, hey, if you have 10 plate ground to overhead and then 10 plate overhead walking lunges, don't do 10 plate ground to overhead. Do 9 of them, rest, then do your 10th and go right into your set of overhead walking lunges. So those are kind of specific examples, but you can extrapolate this further, where any movement that starts with the bar on the ground is a good movement to break up more often, because the bar is just gonna be on the ground already. So cleans, snatches, deadlifts, those are easy to break up. In my last video, I talked about fast singles. Now, any movement that requires effort to get up into the position to do the movement, such as shoulder to overhead, that's a movement where you potentially shouldn't break up too often, because it takes a lot more effort to drop the bar, clean it back up to here, and then start your next set. If it's small enough sets that you can manage to go unbroken and rest a little more at different spots, that's probably worth it. Next, rowing without spending a ton of time finagling with the screen and with the straps. Let's talk about the screen quickly. First of all, if you just start rowing, the screen is gonna turn on and get you to the right place. So often we already have all the screens set up exactly where they need to be, and I see people spending all this time pressing all these buttons. You should just set it up. If it's a meters workout, set it up to meters. If it's calories, set it up to calories before your workout or before your event, so that there's no confusion once you get to the rower. All right, so at my gym, our rowers take forever to turn on. Well, actually that's not true. We have 2 like PM5s or whatever that turn on extremely fast, and then all the rest of them are an older version. Those take forever to turn on. If you have like the PM5, I think it is, don't even touch the screen. Just pick it up, start rowing. It's gonna turn on fast enough. It's gonna start at like a high rate because you're already rowing, and then just keep moving from there. If you have a very slow screen, then it might be smart to figure out ways to turn it on before you get to the rower. Let's say you have burpees, rowing. Maybe in one set of burpees, when you have just a couple left, just quickly press the on button of the rower, finish out your set of burpees, and then by the time you sit down on the rower, the screen should be on and you should be ready to rumble. The straps, this drives me absolutely nuts. First of all, if you have good rowing technique, you don't even need your feet strapped in 99% of the time. If you're doing like an all-out sprint, then potentially even with good technique, you're gonna wanna be able to pull yourself back forward in the recovery phase. But in almost every workout ever, you don't need to be locked in super tight with the straps. So what you should do, there's 2 ways to do it. 1, you just set the straps up so they're just like slightly bigger than your shoes, and then you never need to do anything. You just slip your feet in. They're tight enough that you can like row without having to think too much about your feet, and then you just can easily without ever having to touch the straps. The second way to do it is just say screw the straps altogether. Just put your feet over top of the straps and just row with good technique, okay? If you spend forever changing the size of the feet and then trying to get your foot in, strapping it up, doing your row, having to go down there, undo the strap, get your feet out, it just chews up time that like you don't really need. You can be using that time to walk over to your next movement or catching your breath before your next movement. Here's the last one for this video. The reason that you get tired is because you're moving your body. So it makes sense that moving less will make you less tired and therefore more efficient and therefore get better scores on events. So seems like it makes sense. However, you may catch yourself doing some of these things. Toes to bar. You're doing a set of toes to bar and you're tired and you drop down. Many people, when they drop down, they like fling themselves forward and walk away from the bar, okay? You know how much mental effort it takes to walk away from the bar, turn around, look at it, walk back, and get back up on the bar? A lot. Also, you're probably gonna end up chalking up unnecessarily if you're walking away. What you could do instead is purposefully think of how you're gonna break it up. Do your set, drop down, stay right under the bar. Couple big breaths, hop back up, go again. You don't need to walk away from your implement when you're taking breaks. Next is box facing burpees, or any burpee over box, or burpee over the bar, or burpee over anything else. If we took an aerial view and made a mark at each place that your foot is stepping throughout the whole set, very good CrossFitters will just be like, back, up, diagonal, hop, other side. Back, up, diagonal, hop, other side. Whereas less experienced CrossFitters are gonna be doing this jump back, jump up, couple steps up to the bar, hop over, couple steps, turn around, jump back, etc. The less experienced CrossFitter is just simply moving way more per rep than the efficient, experienced CrossFitter. You don't need to take a ton of extra steps. This is similar with box jumps and box step overs. We do a lot of weighted box step overs or weighted box step ups. You have weight on your body. When you step up and over the box, you should just put both feet down on the ground and then go right back up onto the box. Both feet down, right back up on the box. Instead, what we see a lot are people stepping up, stepping down, walking away from the box, turning around, walking back to the box, step up, back and over. Okay, it's just you're literally walking more distance with weight on your body, and that's going to tire you out. When you're thinking about these workouts, and when you're in the middle of a long set of toes to bar, or in the middle of a long set of weighted box step-ups, you should be thinking, how do I minimize how much I'm physically moving my body and only move in the most efficient way possible, which is the fewest steps or the fewest time spent walking away from the bar and back to it. If each movement you know how to be efficient in that movement, then over time, over the course of an entire event, and it takes practice, but by doing this repeatedly in practice and then staying disciplined and doing it in an event, you can like literally be in worse shape than someone or weaker than someone, but you are doing things much more efficiently with much better technique, and therefore you're going to beat them in this event, right? Oftentimes, the name of the game in CrossFit is being efficient. Obviously, being stronger is better. Obviously, having amazing aerobic capacity is gonna help you. Those are things that I'm not even gonna touch on because you need to develop those different spots. But you can be very good at those and be bad at CrossFit. You can be very good at CrossFit and then get even better by developing those. So spend time on the little things right now while you're continuing to develop the big things, such as strength, aerobic capacity. Thanks for watching.